Welcome to another venture into the rumor mill for the Xbox 720. This time we are going to be talking about the fact that they apparently are not going with a disk drive whatsoever. They're going with something completely different. Interchangeable solid-state card storage. That means no DVDs, no Blu-rays, no CDs, nothing like that. And what else does that mean? No backwards compatibility, obviously, with the Xbox 360 and the regular Xbox, unless it's going to be via digital distribution only. And speaking of which, if the system isn't going to have a disk drive, a lot of people are assuming, well, they are going with digital only, and that is going to be it. We are going to have no physical games whatsoever, and the very idea, while unconventional, is not extremely unfathomable to imagine happen, because, I mean, imagine all the money that they're going to go and save. They cut out the retail, which is basically the big middleman and things of that nature, and they already know that Xbox Live Arcade platform is a runaway success. I mean, look at things like Steam. Obviously, it can work, but the thing is, many people want to be able to physically hold their game and feel the worth in their hands. Now, that's something that it really is dependent on the individual, whether or not they're going to be happy with their purchase, if it's going to be something that they can actually have and keep, such as, you know, a person like me that obviously has tons of games. I like to be able to own the real thing, not even just for collecting purposes, but, I mean, truly to me, it just feels like I got the most bang for my buck whenever I can keep it and have it for years to come without anything happening to it, unless I decide to light it on fire and throw it out a fucking window. But there's other people that like the fact that they don't have to worry about that. They can just download it on day one, and that's pretty much it. But I mean, all digital distribution talks aside, that is one of the things that pretty much a lot of people have been thinking about is, wow, that is definitely something we didn't expect to see already. Down the road, maybe? Yeah, but already, not so much. But then, also think about it, if this is going with interchangeable SD card storage, if you take a look at the Nintendo 3DS, the PlayStation Vita, and even the Nintendo DS, all of them use some kind of form of little SD card as their main medium for their storage on all their games. Now, can this work for a console? Most definitely. This would have a lot of benefits for Microsoft if they did decide to go and take all the games and put that on there instead of a regular disc. Now, what are those benefits? Well, the cost to manufacture those is not really that high anymore. Most people think that it would be, but it's really not. Plus, the storage capacity on those, it can go up really, really high compared to what it used to be quite a few years ago. Then also take into account of the hardware on the system is going to be a lot less taxing. You don't have as many moving parts from having the disk drive in there, and also the cost to, you know, repair something like that isn't going to be nearly as high. And then the fact that you won't have a failure rate nearly as high as you would with something that has like a laser that's trying to read anything and all the moving parts inside there. So those are all really good things. Will that go and be a little kickback for the consumer? That's something that only time can tell, and I really hope so, just because if it costs them a whole lot less to manufacture a console, then yeah, I want to be able to buy it for a whole lot less, and that'd be nice for the future of gaming to cost less in any kind of way. Now, that's assuming if they are going to go with, you know, physical games on the kind of medium. Would I like to see them do that? Most definitely. I think that it would be a really interesting route to go and take. You know, I think that Sony's probably going to stay with Blu-ray discs just because, well, one, they own the rights to Blu-ray. Well, they're one of many owners that own rights to Blu-ray, but on top of that, I mean, they can still get a lot of life out of it. Now, that would also allow them to have backwards compatibility with the PS3 library, and so on and so forth. But that's the only thing that kind of bothers me about this, is that we won't be able to play our Xbox 360 games on the 720, assuming that they don't have a disk drive whatsoever. So that's one of the major downsides to that, unless they have some kind of system in place, similar with the PSP overseas, where all you have to do is input a code, and then you can go and re-download those games, assuming that they allow for such. And they have some kind of contingency plan in place, you know, if fans are going to want that. And obviously, yeah, we are going to, because, well, we're pretty much knee-deep in our fucking games as it is, and it's been out for a long time, so why not? So I thought this was a really interesting rumor to be able to hear about, just because, I mean, it really is a different route for them to go on. And if they are going with digital only, that is really going to shake things up as far as the console world is going to be concerned, because, I mean, nobody's ever just flat out, especially being such a big contender, was like, digital only, no physical games whatsoever. Ha! You know, we haven't seen something like that. So if they're going to have cards little SD cards for their games, or if it's going to be all digital distribution and you're going to be downloading it, or if it's going to be like cloud gaming or something like that. It all remains to be seen. What do you all think of this? Do you like the idea of this? What do you think that they could do better? That's all your opinions, and that's why there's a comment box down below so you can share your thoughts on this big time rumor, and if it is going to turn out to be true, it'll be pretty damn interesting as far as I'm concerned. Also, if you want to share your thoughts, make a video response, just like yours truly, of Omega Sin. So, those were my thoughts. That is the news pretty much about the 720 as of right now. So, I end this. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck